Getting ready for this game. He's sitting in the locker room right now. These officials, you know how much time they've put in since the Iowa game? Pretty close to zero.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid to do it. So let's hold these guys accountable. They ought to be suspended for a year.
Fairbairn's
it's not right.
Kickoff taken by Morgan at the 5. He's at the 15 to the 20. Stanley gets knocked down around the 22-yard line. That's where the Huskers will start this drive. 21 all game. Full moon above us here at Levi Stadium. What a good football game, marred by a terrible call at the end of the first half.
Guess what we'll hear about it? You know, unless the media follows up with it like they should follow up and say, okay, what this replay official, you know, what's going to be the repercussions for him? Because, boy, if a player makes a mistake, it's going to be all over the papers. They're going to talk about it forever. But a guy takes a game away from a guy that's 21 years old, and it'll just get swept under the rug as he's making thousands of dollars to do the game.
Armstrong under center, handoff to Amani Cross. Amani picking his way to the 25 and slammed down there after a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Wallace and Woodell make the tackle for UCLA. Great point. Players can't say anything about it. Coaches, if they comment about officiating, get fined and reprimanded. Officials don't have to ever be held accountable for their decisions.
And look, I have friends that are officials. I know it's not an easy job. But dang it, if you do something wrong, just like in any job, there should be repercussions for that. And you should get docked pay or not do the next game or out for a year, whatever it is. Come on, that's terrible. You get to see it in slow motion, and you still don't get it right.
Empty backfield, second and 7. Tommy's pass is thrown, caught by Morgan. He breaks free for a first down. Knocked a tackler off of his hip. Fought forward to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 9, and the Huskers move the chains. Kenny Young held on to Stanley Morgan.
Man, that was a heck of a throw and catch right there from that Nebraska offense. Whoa.
There's a Bruin down at the 30-yard line. Just getting underway here in the second half. 21-21 tie. If you're just joining us, Nebraska was down at one point 21-7, but scored the last 2 touchdowns of the half to tie it up. Nate Gary was ejected for targeting, a very questionable call at the end of the first half. And there's a Bruin flat on his back at the 29-yard line. So they're going to take a look at him. It is John Johnson, the corner, who was involved in the tackle. As the official bank of Husker Nation, First National Bank proudly offers the Huskers Visa debit card. Tied to your checking account, the Huskers Visa debit card gets you one-of-a-kind fan experiences, exclusive ticket opportunities, and instant discounts with local vendors, all while supporting UNL scholarships. Visit firstnational.com/Huskers for more information. First National Bank member FDIC. Very spirited effort here tonight by these Huskers who came out here, got a reprieve with not enough teams being bowl eligible. Nebraska taking advantage of that, playing well here tonight.
And John Johnson is being helped off the field. Doesn't look good for him. I like that kid. He played hard in that first half. Saw some good things out of him. That's a big loss for UCLA. It won't shock me here as you see some of the emotions riding high from both these teams. If you see some scuffles and guys playing a little past the whistle and that sort of thing here in the second half.
I formation for the Huskers. Cross the deep back. Hovey the one wide out in the pattern. First and 10, Big Red at their own 34. Turn, handoff cross, left side. Amani bangs his way. 39, 40, 41-yard line. Amani Cross for 7 yards as Anku makes the stop for UCLA, but a cross running hard for the Huskers in this game. Amani now nearing 50 yards in the game. Ball at the Husker 41. 13:35 left third quarter. Here at the Foster Farms Bowl, the home of the 49ers. Armstrong in the shotgun, Ozigbo to the left. Alonzo Moore in motion back toward the line of scrimmage. Tommy with his own read, keeps it himself. He's got a first down as he gets across the 45, fights his way to the 48. A gain of 7 for Armstrong. Tackle made by Goforth for UCLA.
Nebraska's been the tougher team tonight, Greg. Sorry to interrupt. That was a tough 6 or 7 yards right there. The play before were tough yards. Nebraska's been more physical tonight for sure.
Tommy running it more tonight. I think a lot of us have kind of called for Tommy to run the football more this year. He likes to run with the ball. First and 10 at the 48. Armstrong on the shotgun. Gets the snap. Janovich gets the handoff. Andy across the 50 down to the 46 of UCLA. That's a quick hitter for 6 more yards. Huskers knifing up the middle part of that UCLA defense. Remember that UCLA defense lost a starter early in the year to an injury, and Nebraska's starting to pound away at the middle part of that Bruin attack.
And they should keep doing it. 33 carries now, 167 yards for Nebraska on the ground.
2nd and 4 from the Bruin 46. I formation this time. Cross the deep back. Hovey in motion. Tommy with a long count. Hand off to Amani. Amani comes right. Or it's a Divino Zigbo coming right with it. Inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. That's a first down for Nebraska. Another 9-yard gain. Huskers starting to get bigger chunks running the football as Wallace makes a tackle for UCLA.
You see the offensive lineman getting up with a little emotion. Zigbo's looked good tonight when he's touched it.
Zigbo now with 41 yards on the ground. Newby now in the backfield with Tommy. Armstrong goes shotgun, 2 wideouts left. Riley to the near side from the Bruin 37. Riley in motion. Tommy turns, hands it off to him, and in and routes a double reverse. They give it off to Alonzo Moore, coming to the near side. Moore to the 40, 35, 30, down to the 29-yard line. That goes for 8 yards. Goforth and Adams make the UCLA tackle. So a handoff out of the jet sweep package to Riley, and then handed it back to Moore, coming the other way to the near side.
It's actually a really good play by Goforth. It could have been an even bigger play for Nebraska. He fought off a block and was still able to make the play.
Ball to 29 of the Bruins. 2nd and 2. Opening drive of the second half. 21 all tie. Huskers on the march with 11:15 to go in the third. Offset I. Cross the deep back. Tommy turns. Hands it off to Amani. Steps left. Goes right up the middle. Has a first down. Knocked down at the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 6. And the Huskers will move the chains again as Wadu makes the stop for UCLA.
Another nice hole up the middle, though.
Paul Thurston getting some valuable snaps at center. Ryan Reeves, the Husker starting center, out of this game with a leg injury. Ball to 22. Newby stays in there with Tommy. Armstrong on the shotgun. Gets the snap. Looking. Throws toward the end zone. Has a man out there. The pass is caught. That's a touchdown, Nebraska. Stanley Morgan pulls it in there, and the Huskers have the lead.
How about the big freshman one-on-one works him over on the fade route, and a perfectly thrown ball from Tommy Armstrong. And Nebraska scored 21 unanswered in this one to take the lead.
First lead of the night for the Big Red. And Armstrong with a beautiful toss to Morgan. Stanley makes his 3rd touchdown catch of the season.
One-handed, Greg. Left-handed, one-handed catch. Never touched it with his right.
Here's Drew Brown to try to tack on the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed it off to the left, and that could be big.
My goodness. Was it tipped?
It came off there funny.
You know, Sam Foltz is looking down at the ground where he put the snap down. And man, you're right, that could be costly.
So the Huskers get a touchdown but miss the point after try and take a 27-21 lead with 10:37 to go in the third quarter. Back with a Husker kickoff coming up next.
Scored 20 straight.
Well, this is a Husker offense, Matt, that was 2nd in the Big Ten in total offense, 442 a game. 2nd in the Big Ten. Rosen now back to operate this UCLA offense. 2 backs on each hip. He goes out of the shotgun, 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 on the far side. Rosen gets the shotgun snap. Zone read, handoff to Starks, coming around the near edge. Gets up to stop and shove back. Nice play by Greg McMullen. Set the edge, dropped him for a loss of 5 at the 20-yard line.
My goodness, what a great job by McMullen. He's a big dude over there on the right side of that defensive line, and they thought maybe they could get him hooked. Oh, no. He set the edge and made the play himself at the 20.
Nice play by the junior. Ended the year with 4 sacks. That's a tackle for a loss there. 2nd and 15 for the 20. Rosen goes shotgun again. Back to throw. Throws it out to flat. Starks makes a catch. Needs to make a man miss. Can't. Huskers do a good job of staying on his hip. Shoving him out of bounds. Was Michael Rose-Ivy after a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up for UCLA at their own 23. A chance for the Blackshirts to put a 3 and out.
Huge stop. This would be get the football right back to the offense.
Ball at the 23-yard line. Rosen goes out of the gun. 2 wideouts each way. Perkins off to his left. 9:40 to go in the third quarter. 27-21 NU. Rosen checking off. Play clock at 7. He gets the snap. Back to throw. Now being flushed out of pocket, rolling right, looking downfield, throws it deep downfield, pass incomplete, underthrown. Chris Jones on the coverage of Jordan Payton, who the Huskers have done a nice job of minimizing him, and it is a 3-and-out for the Blackshirts.
Man, has this game turned. UCLA scored and went up 21-7. It didn't look good. Everybody said, oh, the next possession's so important, and it was. And Nebraska has responded ever since then and really shut UCLA down.
Third 3-and-out for the Huskers. Low snap, kick away, a high kick, short kick. Westerkamp waits for the fair catch, makes it at the Nebraska 30-yard line. It is a 47-yard punt, no return. And the Huskers will have it up 27-21 in this game. 30-yard line, a chance to now get up 2 scores in this game. 27-21 the current score, 9:22 to go in the third quarter. Nebraska trailed at one point 21-7. So the Huskers have rattled off the last 20 points of this game. Armstrong will go shotgun. Ozigbo to his left, Janovich to his right, 2 wideouts left. Snap back, zone read, hand off to Ozigbo around the right edge, 30, 35, Ozigbo up to the 40, runs over a Bruin for a first down on the 42-yard line. A punishing run of 12 for the freshman, tackle made by Wallace.
Man, I like him. Really like his size, and with that size, he has the ability to make good cuts. He left the ground there to try to jump over a defender.
Huskers have really had their way with the Bruins over the last quarter plus of this game. Armstrong stays shotgun, Ozigbo to his right. Wide receivers left and right. Snap back, Tommy zone read, keeps it himself, steps up 45, Armstrong to the outside, 50, 45, Armstrong 40, out of bounds on the 35-yard line. Tommy running hard down the sideline. That one goes for 23 yards.
This offensive line is doing work right now. My goodness, over 200 yards on the ground now for Nebraska, nearly 6 yards a carry.
Matt, let's give a little credit to Stanley Morgan. Good block on the edge as well to spring Tommy for an extra 10 yards or so.
This is an inspired group right now offensively. No question about it.
Huskers have it at the 35. Armstrong under center. Ozigbo to one back. Hand off to Devine. Picks his way left, trying to cut to the outside. Eludes one Bruin and then stumbles and falls down at the 32. It's a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Let's get a Rob Seco silent update with Lane Grindle.
UCLA defensive back John Johnson doubtful to return in this game. Looks like a shoulder injury, a possible separation for Johnson. He is not believed to make it back into this game. Not out there right now.
So a unit getting thinned for UCLA. Ball at the 32 of the Bruins. Huskers by 6 and driving for more here in California. 2 backs, Newby and Janovich. On each hip of Armstrong is in the shotgun. Wide receivers left and right now. Newby splits out to the near side. Turns, zone read, hand off to Janovich. Breaks a tackle, leaps over a man. Inside the 25. Pounding his way down to the 23-yard line. Another first down for the Huskers. Janovich goes for 9.
Great to see Janovich get some touches here today. Didn't get it against Iowa last month, but today he's carried it now 5 times.
And the Huskers have the Bruins on their heels here. First and 10, Nebraska at the 23-yard line. Tommy under center. Ozigbo the one back behind him. Turn, stretch play left to Ozigbo. Gets knocked down, a loss of a couple of yards. He's taken out at the 25. Good play by Wadu, the safety. Knocked his legs out from underneath him.
Nebraska in field goal range already. You don't want to have to settle for one. You know UCLA's offense will respond at some point here in the second half. But what you don't want to do is turn it over and not get anything out of this. Even a field goal makes it a 2-possession game.
Second down. 13 at the 25. Armstrong in the shotgun. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the far side. Tommy gets the snap. Looks right. Sets, throws. Passing complete off the hands of Westerkamp. You don't see that very often. Now it's third down.
Yeah, that would have been a nice gain. Westy tried to sit down in a little hole. Tommy led him a little far, but I think that's probably one Westerkamp should have caught.
Third and 13 coming up. Huskers 4 or 5 on third downs. They've been solid. They've been very efficient. Nebraska's been, that's the word tonight, very efficient. From the 25, 2 wideouts right, 1 to the near side. Armstrong on a gun. Newby to his right. Carter moving around in the backfield. Snap back to Tommy. looking to throw. Steps, throws, pass is caught. First down at the 13-yard line. Pulled in by Alonzo Moore. Good throw by Armstrong, and the Huskers will have 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Right at the number. He got just what he needed. What a great route to know where you are on the field. A bullet from Tommy Armstrong and a new set of downs.
Huskers go quick. Flags come out. Nebraska tried to quickly get lined up and snap it. There was all kind of movement.
Offense, number 57. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Armstrong becomes only the 3rd player in Husker history to throw for over 3,000 yards in a season, joining Joe Gans and Zach Tater. Let's get a Rob Seco silent update with Lane.
Yeah, and they call that on Zach Sterrup, but really most of the offensive line moved except for Paul Thurston. I think there was some miscommunication with the new center for the Huskers.
Try to go quick, cost Nebraska 5. Armstrong's also moved into 2nd in school history in total offense. This went by the great Eric Crouch. 1st and 15 for the 17. Ozigbo, the deep back. Tommy straight back, hands it off to Ozigbo. Cuts to the outside, stiff arms a man. To the 10. Ozigbo to 5 and knocked out of bounds there. Good, strong run for 12. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
It's no fun getting hit all night, and when you lean on a defense like this offensive line has, Nebraska has just beat them up. The Huskers now have run 55 plays in this game to just 30 for UCLA. They've more than doubled UCLA in time of possession. This defense is tired. Nebraska's making them pay.
2nd and 3 from the 5. Backs on each hip of Armstrong. Newby and Janovich. Now Terrell drifts out to the left. Tommy zone read, hand off to Janovich. Cracks his way to the 5, 4, 3-yard line and shoved back. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the 3. Tackled by Aaron Wallace, one of the outside backers. And there's a little skirmish afterwards. Let's go down to Lane.
We keep commenting on how physical this game is, specifically the way Nebraska's finishing runs and finishing plays. I would say this is reminiscent for me of the Miami game of a year ago when we had Amir Abdullah finishing those runs in such a physical game that Nebraska played against the Hurricanes that night at Memorial Stadium. This feels like that in terms of the pads popping and the way Nebraska seems to be getting leverage and just finishing off these runs like they're on a mission.
10th play of the drive, 3rd and 1 from the 3, and motions more. Tommy takes a shotgun snap, rolls the pocket to the right, steps up, throws to the end zone, incomplete, try to hit Westerkamp. Now it's 4th down and 1, and a tough decision here for Coach Riley. It's a gimme field goal, which puts you up 2 scores, but your offense has been moving it. He's made the decision. In comes the kicking team.
I think it's a good call. I think you have to make it a 2-possession game right here. If they happen to stuff you, it's a big momentum play the other way, and you're 1 play away from being behind with an extra point. So I like this call. I think you have to do it. I think the bigger question is maybe keep it on the ground on the last play.
Drew Brown has made 10 straight field goals. This, in essence, is an extra point. It's a 20-yard try. The snap down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Nebraska does get points. They scored on both drives of the half, stretching the lead to 9, 30-21, and the Huskers have scored 23 unanswered points here with 4:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And then they had a 3-and-out here in the 3rd quarter. Nebraska's had it twice, and there's just 4:50 to go. Nebraska is burning clock, and they've scored 23 unanswered now.
Roosevelt Davis gets it at the goal line. It's coming out. He's to the 15. Huskers cover him and knock him down at the 17-yard line. Huskers fired up, playing some football here tonight. Good tackle made by Chris Weber, who's been on a couple of special teams tackle along with Antonio Reed, who's played well tonight. And UCLA, not good field position, Matt, starting at their own 17.
They need to put a drive together right here. Nebraska in total control of this thing right now. Lane was talking about it earlier, the popping of the pads and that sort of thing. A lot of times football comes down to who wants it more, who wants to be there more. And right now, there's just no question. This game means more to Nebraska right now. Who out there does this game mean more to than Andy Janovich?
Offense, number 72.
There's a 5-yard penalty on UCLA, so 1st and 15. This offense has fallen apart. A lot of that is Nebraska's defense. But, man, Nebraska wants this game more right now.
Christian Garcia, the guilty party, 1st and 15 from the 12. Rosen gets the shotgun snap. Zone read handoff. Nowhere to go. No gain as Perkins is knocked out of the line of scrimmage. Huskers covered up quickly. Michael Rose-Ivy, Johnny on the spot. It'll be 2nd down and 15. Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Lane. Nope.
How about Antonio Reed in there at safety now? Opposite Cockrell.
2nd and 15 from the 12. Rosen stepping up behind the center, checking off, trips to the far side, one wide out to the near side. Now Rosen back, takes a shotgun snap, has some time, now being flushed, rolls, throws it out away, threw it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down as Malik Collins had some heat up the middle. You know, the one name we have hardly called tonight at all is Jordan Payton. Their terrific wide receiver, only one catch in the game.
Yeah, he caught a quick slant that he took for about 30, and that was it.
He had 75 catches during the regular season, one here tonight. UCLA now with 3rd and 15. They're just 3 of 7 on 3rd down so far in this game. Rosen in the gun, trips to the far side, one wide out to the near side. Rosen gets the snap, throws it out in the flat, low throw to Perkins, makes a catch at the 10, gets to the 13, 14-yard line, and then driven back by 4 Husker Blackshirts. It's another 3 and out for Nebraska.
My goodness, Nebraska playing with so much energy right now, just flying to the football defensively and beating UCLA up with their offensive line. This game has totally turned. Nebraska has taken control of it, and UCLA punting from their goal line.
Here's Mengel to boot it away. Good kick. Westerkamp makes a catch at the Nebraska 42 and immediately surrounded and gets away. Comes up the near boundary, breaks another tackle. Still fighting forward to the 49-yard line. What a return by Westerkamp for 7 yards. After the punt of 44, there's a big little scrum going on at the 45-yard line. UCLA throwing guys out of the area. Antonio Reed sometimes, or Kyron Williams, gets involved in a couple of these from time to time. I think maybe both those guys in there. No flags thrown.
Well, you kind of felt this coming at the end of the half, and it's the officials' fault. They've missed some calls in this game, which has made emotions run high. 3 big ones that I can remember in the first half. There they don't call anything. There probably should have been one called on somebody.
Let's go down and get a Rob Seacoast sideline update with Lane Grindle.
That's where, as an officiating crew, you have to take control of the situation and set an example and throw a flag on somebody.
Or on both teams.
Throw one on both teams. If you don't do that, this is going to happen again later in the game, and it's going to be worse.
Huskers with good field position at their own 49, up 30-21, late 3rd quarter.
Could bury him with a touchdown here. All momentum with Nebraska right now.
High formation, Ozigbo gets this handoff right side and gets through one tackler and wrapped up at the 49 of UCLA, a gain of 2. Ozigbo running hard, able to keep his feet moving, and steps out of a couple of tackles. Aaron Wallace makes the UCLA stop. That defense for the Bruins has to be completely
they're
tired.
They're beat right now. Nebraska has doubled them up in time of possession, 28-14. That was the 58th snap of the game already for Nebraska with 2:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. They don't want to be out there anymore. They're tired. They're ready to go back to the beach.
2nd and 8, handoff, Newby right side. Newby gets through, 45, Newby 40 to the outside, 35 down to the 34-yard line. So you bring in the little quicker back in Terrell Newby. He goes for 15 yards and a Husker first down.
Flag. Looks like offsides on UCLA, so this play will stand.
So the Huskers pick up 15. I like this. You've been pounding away.
Defense, number 58. The penalty is declined.
With Ozigbo and Cross, and then you bring in Newby, who's quicker, and he hits that hole. Cross back in there this time. 1st and 10, Huskers at the 34-yard line. It's an offset eye, Cross to deep back. Wide receivers left and right. 2:20 left to go, 3rd quarter. Nebraska by 9. Turn, fake the handoff, end around O'Reilly, trying to get to the edge, does. 30, 25, Riley knocked out of bounds and around the 20-yard line. Huskers having their way with UCLA right now. That one goes for 15 yards.
This is an absolute beatdown at the moment. Nebraska is just lowering the boom on the Bruins.
Lane Grindle.
You mentioned how these Bruins just tired defensively, worn out defensively, ready to mentally check out defensively. So often we see a team leaning on somebody. You see that front 4 with their hands on hips. Guys, the back 7 has their hands on hips, which tells you Nebraska getting the second level a lot in this game.
1st and 10 at the 21. Under center's Armstrong. Cross the deep back. They turn. Hand it off to Amani. Not much. Gets to the 20 and stood up there. How about total offense right now in the second half, Matt? 195 for Nebraska. 1 yard of offense for UCLA here in the 3rd quarter.
it's just been an absolute turnaround in this game. Nebraska at 21-7, it did not look good. UCLA jumping around, really excited, but the Huskers stuck to the game plan. Now nearing 300 yards on the ground in this game.
It's only the third time this year the Huskers have been over 200 yards of rushing offense. 2nd and 9 from the 20. Armstrong goes shotgun with Cross in the backfield with him. Tommy gets the snap. Back to throw. Looks left. Throws left. Pass caught by Riley inside the 10. Down a 7-yard line, Brandon Riley. It's a first down. It'll be 1st and goal. The Huskers in the Micro Essentials red zone again. Get in the red zone and win with Micro Essentials. Learn more about Micro Essentials, the next generation of fertilizer, by the Mosaic Company at microessentials.com.
I mean, you lull them to sleep with so many run plays. Then you hit them with a quick little hitch out there with that cushion of 8 yards. This defense on their heels. Nebraska's about to drive a dagger into them here inside the 10-yard line.
Hand off to Newby out of the shotgun formation. Newby gets to the 6 and bent back there. It's a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Huskers. Tackle made by Kenny Clark. We're inside the last 30 seconds of the quarter. Nebraska will not need, if they choose not to, snap the ball before the end of the quarter. That quarter dominated by the Nebraska Cornhuskers here in Santa Clara tonight. The Huskers will take a 30-21 lead. To the fourth quarter here on the road, the Huskers have scored the last 23 points of this game. They outgained UCLA that quarter 208-1. The fourth quarter coming up next.
Today's broadcast of the Foster Farms Bowl is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family.